It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. Can't tell if how the live stream is this morning. We've had issues on top of issues. I could hear nothing there as far as the intro goes. Not sure if I'm pretty sure I'm on, but I can't tell if you can hear me or not. You might want to stick a comment in if you can hear me. But at any rate, welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. This is my last day at sea for, 9 days? Anyway, I get off tomorrow in Galveston, drive back to Virginia, got a couple days home, get on a plane and fly to Los Angeles. So I'll be on Navigator of the Seas on the 14th, I believe it is. Thank you, Sonny. Thank you, Lizzie. Appreciate that you guys can hear me. Boy, it's been a struggle with the Wi-Fi, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later. All right, on with Travel and Cruise Industry News for today. Today is National Deep Dish Pizza Day, folks. Now, you guys know how much I like pizza, but the deep dish is a little different story. Don't find a lot of deep dish, especially on cruise ships, but since it's Deep Dish Pizza Day, if you guys have a nice pizza joint near you that serves it up deep dish, go have some. Have some for me. All right. There's a couple cruise ships sailing today from North American ports down at Port Canaveral. Mariner of the Seas sails, and from Miami, Seven Seas Splendor. Quite a bit of news this morning. We'll get to all of these stories before the end of the program today. Alaska set for just a huge season. Carnival sets a booking record. Royal Caribbean buffet, back to serve yourself. Norwegian Escape cancels the April 9th sailing. Of course, Hot Air Tom announced that on this program yesterday. Resilient Lady completes sea trials. By the way, they also set a new booking record. Princess to Galveston, we're going to talk about that. Carnival raises gratuities. Sad day for Carnival fans also, especially me. Pearl opens the Boston season. Keel is laid for Icon. Improved connectivity at sea. I hope so. A lot of this I don't understand, and it gets a little boring, but I hope it works out. Several airlines discard the masks, and a whole lot more here this morning live at 11. If you're listening to today's show via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get all your major podcasts from, like TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, all the big guys. All you have to do is search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and voila, up pops the fat travel guy. So, usually, folks, I have shared video clips and pictures when I'm on cruises. There's not any today, so I'm not telling you for that effect. But those of you that are watching or listening by the podcast, I always put a link to the video feed in the description of the podcast so you can hop over to check out any pictures or clips we might be showing. So, we'll be back with today's news right after this word from one of our network sponsors. All right, on with today's news. Alaska set for just a huge season. Of course, it's pretty much a recovery season. Got a half a season in last year, but this year it's going to be a full season. Right now, they're expecting 60 ships to operate in Alaska during the season this year. That's according to the Cruise Industry News annual report. Here's some of the highlights. You may know some of these, you may not. Princess Cruises is going to be sailing with 6 ships to Alaska. Discovery, Majestic, Royal, Ruby, Crown, and Grand will all be in Alaska sometime during the season. Holland American also has 6 ships: Koningsdam, New Amsterdam, Eurodam, Noordam, Westerdam, and Zuiderdam. Norwegian has 5 ships: the Encore, Bliss, Jewel, Sun, and Spirit. Royal Caribbean 4 ships: Ovation, Quantum, Serenade, and Radiance. Carnival has 3: Spirit, Splendor, and Miracle. Celebrity has 3: Eclipse, Solstice, and Millennium. Silver Sea 2, the Silver Muse, and the Silver Shadow. Disney 1, the Disney Wonder. Cunard 1, the Queen Elizabeth. Other cruise lines that will be sailing during the year, some of the smaller ones, some that are up there just on an irregular basis as opposed to a regular schedule. Oceania Cruises, Windstar, Regent 7 Seas, Viking, Seabourn, American Cruise Lines, Alaska Dream Cruises, Noon Cruises, American Queen Voyages, Lindblad, Hurtigruten, and Hapag-Lloyd. All will be in Alaska at some point during the year this year. So a huge year for our friends in Alaska, and of course in Canada as well. They benefit equally as much in Vancouver, Victoria, and even the East Coast Canada cruises as well are doing quite well in bookings. Carnival Cruise Line has announced that it has set a new booking record from March 28th to April the 3rd, the busiest booking week in the company's history. That week showed a double-digit increase from the previous record 7-day booking. Currently, 22 of the Carnival's 23 ships are back in operations across all of its year-round United States home ports. The final ship to resume service will be Carnival Splendor, which will start sailing from Seattle on May the 2nd. It's official now, and this one is I'm not happy about. You'll be able to serve yourself at the buffet on Royal Caribbean ships once again. I'm really sorry to hear that. The 2 things that I appreciated the most about the whole pandemic and the protocols that we've added on to cruises is, of course, the muster drill. It's much better now than it used to be. And the buffets. I hate that, and I've been lucky. This is the last cruise on this ship where I will be served at the buffet. So you're going to go back to people reaching over the food, thousands of people over what you're going to eat, and that's just distasteful, and it's gotten more distasteful to me. So I'm sorry to see them going back to that. I really like the fact of being served at the buffets. But cruises that depart on or after April the 2nd, guests can serve themselves instead of crew members doing so at all buffet locations on Royal Caribbean. MSC had already started that on my last MSC cruise on the Meraviglia. First reported on this channel by Hot Air Tom yesterday, Norwegian Escape continues to undergo ship repairs that are taking longer than originally planned. The 4th voyage has now been canceled. Of course, the Escape ran aground off the coast of the Dominican Republic on the 14th of March, after which the cruise line canceled the voyage partway through. Guests were flown back to Florida. Since then, 3 additional sailings have been canceled as the ship undergoes repairs in Port Canaveral. Now, the 4th full voyage has been canceled as guests booked on the April 9th sailing were notified just as we went on the air yesterday. Virgin Voyages' 3rd vessel, the Resilient Lady, has successfully completed her sea trials and has now returned back to Fincantieri Sestri shipyard in Genoa, Italy. During the speed trial, Resilient Lady reached an impressive speed of 23 knots. That's 26.5 miles per hour. Virgin's latest ship is expected to debut in Athens this August. They also set a new booking record yesterday for the same week that Carnival did. In a conversation that started at the dinner table last night on Adventure of the Seas, Princess Cruisin' is returning to Galveston as a home port after 6 years away. Ruby Princess will sail from December 22nd to April 20, 2000. Whoa, let's back up. Will sail from December 2022 to April of 2023 on a series of cruises ranging from 5 to 11 days, calling mainly on destinations in the Western Caribbean. The ship will also sail through the Panama Canal on 2 16-day ocean-to-ocean transits between Galveston and San Francisco. Cruises go on sale on Thursday this week. So, a lot of you Texas folks probably want to jump on this one real quick, especially the 16-dayers through the Panama Canal. Those of you that are big Princess fans and live in Texas, this is going to be a hot ticket. Carnival Cruise Line's current daily gratuities is going up. Standard staterooms have been $13.99, going up to $14.50. And the suite staterooms have been $15.99. They're going up to $16.50 per day per person. Carnival Cruise Line said that 100% of the gratuities are distributed to the crew who you interact with, such as your stateroom attendants, dining and culinary services staff, as well as others who work behind the scenes to enhance your overall cruise experience. And folks, if you're given a choice of prepaying your gratuities early, don't save the 50 cents. Give the crew a little bit of a break. Remember, they've gone 2 years with no income. So, help them out. This is a sad day for me because it's one of my favorite ships. Carnival Sensation has arrived at her final port of call, right on schedule. As the ship arrived this morning at the ship breaking yard in Aliaga, there we go, Turkey. Now the scrapping begins, and Sensation's long journeys on the open water have ended. That was a good ship. I like that class of ship, folks. I know it's too small for a lot of you guys, but I really enjoyed that class. The summer cruise season will kick off today in Boston with the arrival of the Norwegian Pearl, the first ship to sail from that port in 2022. The ship will arrive at approximately 10 a.m. I should say that it should have arrived. I do not know factually that it did get there at 10 o'clock, but it was supposed to this morning, officially opening the Massachusetts Port Authority's cruise season. And our first passengers will begin embarkation shortly in preparation for a 3 p.m. departure today. That's Boston time. The building of Royal Caribbean's new Icon of the Seas has reached a milestone ahead of its 2023 debut as the keel laying ceremony took place at Meyer Turku to officially mark the start of the ship's physical construction. 5 years in the making, the dream of Icon of the Seas is now to the next phase. As this game-changing ship takes shape, the excitement from families and travelers will build. Later this year, Royal Caribbean will reveal the lineup of firsts and favorites that will set a new standard for vacations come fall of 2023. All right, guys, this is going to be a little technical So if you need to turn off or take a nap, this would be a good time to do it. Launched just this past October, SES-17 is our latest GEO satellite covering the Americas, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Caribbean. The 200 spot beams and a digital payload, SES-17 will operate in concert with O3B mPOWER, enabling far greater flexibility and efficiency while guaranteeing high quality coverage no matter the location. Both O3B mPOWER and SES-17 use our automatic resource controller software designed specifically to concentrate power in specific beams and switch traffic seamlessly. What that means, folks, my throat's giving out, is that there will be improvements to connectivity at sea. The article goes on to, in great technical detail, which is way over my head, to explain how this new satellite is going to work and how the ships will have better service for all of us, whether you're a broadcaster or not. It's been one of the major bugaboos all along, having the Wi-Fi signal at sea. Some ships are way better than others. We've had off and on spottiness on this ship. The Cruise Amigo broadcast yesterday, quite frankly, was just awful. A wavy video signal. My audio, the first 3 or 4 seconds of everything I said was garbled. And then, when we're trying to coordinate signals from 3 different places, it was terrible. Production value was horrible. So when you're trying to, especially like with the Cruise Amigos, yes, we're delivering some cruise content, but let's face it, primarily that's an entertainment show, where this is primarily a news show. A good part of what we have to be entertaining is a good signal. And watching the replay, it sucked. It was terrible. So hopefully the ships will get this new system and get it in place, and all of our experiences will be better. So Norwegian has become the latest airline to start making passengers wear masks on flights. From April the 4th, people flying on the Scandinavian carrier can choose whether to cover their faces or not, although the European airline does advise that all passengers should check local requirements and guidance at their destination ahead of traveling. There are still airports that require masks, even if some of the planes don't. It's responsibility of the passenger to comply with local regulations. It follows the decisions of a growing number of airlines to ditch mask-wearing rules on flights in recent days, including EasyJet, British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, TUI, KLM, and Jet2. And folks, if you're flying in the next little bit, go with the flow, folks. If your airline does not require masks, okay, that's great. But remember that airport you're going to or the airport you're coming from might still require it. Don't throw out this freedoms crap, because all the freedoms of all the other people are equally as important to your freedoms. Go with the rules. If you don't like the rules, then don't fly. Walk. There, I've said it. Anyway, it'll be terrific we can get rid of the masks altogether, but it's going to take time yet. It started. Let it happen naturally. Don't try to push it by being an ass. All right, that's it for my news today. I'll quit harping. Let's go see who's with us in the chat room. Hot Air Tom is with us. Sonny's with us down in Mississippi. Hi, Sonny. Lizzie, of course, is with us. They could hear me. That's good. Nikki's with us. Hope you're feeling better and better. You sound like you're underwater. I was afraid of that. Sorry about that. I'm not surprised. Katie's with us. Gretchen's with us. Lizzie says, I really enjoyed the buffet not being self-service. Me too. Wow. Hot Air avoids the buffet anyway. Oceans, MDR, specialty restaurants are my go-to places. Well, I'll tell you one thing, and I've said it numerous times on this ship in particular, on Adventure of the Seas, the main dining room has been superb. I mean, there hasn't even been a questionable part of any of the meals I've had there. I haven't even thought about doing a specialty restaurant because it's been good every night. The wait staff has been phenomenal. It's just been great. Hot Air says maybe a soft-serve ice cream when near the buffet. Carol's with us. Hi, Carol. Sonny says going to have to avoid the buffet again. Yeah. I was never really fond of buffet, especially with self-service. I like being served. Yeah, I understand that. And most of my buffeting, as I've said numerous times, is breakfast. I do enjoy the breakfast buffet on cruises. Now, will I start going to the dining room more? Probably. Just because, I hate self-serving. I've really got used to being served, and that's so much better, so much healthier. Also, I have no problems at all with them asking you to wash your hands. You're entering the restaurants on ships. No problem whatsoever. They have a double hand washing station if you go into the buffet here. No problem at all with doing that. Being reminded of that as you're going in. They have, of course, hand sanitizing stations as well. I do both. I'm hoping that doesn't change. I mean, because there's all sorts of other things on cruise ships that, like norovirus has always been around on cruise ships. If you're not careful, you don't wash your hands and sanitize often, you pick that. And we're talking over and above COVID. So Hot Air says something is off on NCL Pearl timing. Pearl departed Boston on Monday, April the 4th, with its first Boston passenger. It's currently en route to Bermuda, roughly east of the Delaware Bay. Yeah, that's correct. That time I said it was today. It's not today. It was yesterday. Hot Air, you're right about that. Wait a minute. Is that could be wrong too, Hot Air, because Tony is on Norwegian Pearl and he just sailed a couple days ago from Tampa. They haven't gotten to Boston yet. Something's wrong on the schedule on that. Let me go over here real quick and see if I can see if it shows on my schedule. Of course, everything's slow and spinning. Norwegian Pearl. Sorry, this is bad live viewing, folks, but I'm trying to get down here and be able to. be able to come up with a correct answer on the Norwegian Pearl. All right, Norwegian Pearl, Bermuda, April the 8th. So that's the end of this cruise. Those are week cruises, though. This was supposed to be a 4-dayer, which would have been April the 4th. So, yeah, that should have sailed yesterday. Good point, Tom. That's the timing is off on that. That should have sailed yesterday, not today. But when did Tony sail? Tony just sailed a couple days ago from Tampa on. I thought it was on the Pearl. Maybe that was a different ship. That was probably a different ship. Okay. Carol says, I haven't been to the buffet for 5 years. I prefer main dining room or specialty. Too many handlers in the buffet. Maybe I can check in and fly down and visit Katie. That's a good idea. Joanne's with us. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you again. Katie said, would love to meet you and Cindy. Gretchen says, Tom, you mean you bought the flight through NCL and wasn't automatically canceled with your cruise? Maybe not the flight itself, but your reservation. Tony's on the Dawn. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, that's correct. That's the Dawn. The hot air says Tony's on the Dawn. Yeah, everybody's correcting me on that. You guys are right. I'm wrong. Yeah. So, and there we got announcements in the background. You can probably hear. At least they're not doing the alert thing today with the crew test. Otter says he tracks the NCL fleet every day. Can't pull one over on him. I can understand that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. My last day at sea here for a little over a week. Again, I get into Galveston in the morning. My scheduled time to meet the wheelchair service folks is 8:15. We'll see how that goes and how getting to the getting my shuttle to the hotels to get my car. So hopefully I'll be able to put the show together in the morning before I leave. And then I will stop someplace, probably a McDonald's, because at least we've had decent signals at McDonald's to do the show tomorrow. We'll play that one by ear, but hopefully that's the way it's gonna happen. So I might also I'd like to play with which I tried playing with it this morning a little bit, doing the show on my phone, and that didn't work out today because I couldn't get it to sync up properly, but we'll see. So anyway, that's all going to happen tomorrow. And then I drive back to Virginia, got a couple days at home, long enough to wash the undergotchis, get on a plane, fly to Los Angeles, and go see if I can't talk Elizabeth Taylor into drinking wine with me, which she turned down years ago when I tried to do that before. So we'll see. Anyway, you guys have a terrific day. I'll see everybody same time, same place tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time for Traveling Cruise Industry News. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising, and hopefully one day soon we'll all meet on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy. Have a fabulous day, y'all. See you tomorrow.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call. I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification.